one day, that cinder block split in half and then started coming out. And finally, a piece of that cinder block came out. So I broke the wall.
Let's go back to the beginning. How did you get connected with the game?
My dad taught himself. He was in his late 20s. Good athlete. He ended up being, I didn't realize at the time, but he was self-made, very good. He got up to 5-0 by the time he was in mid-30s. But just watching him play and him taking an interest, I got an interest. It started on the wall. I used to think I'd write a book called Breaking the Wall because I would go out and hit on that wall, 9 years old, for hours every day.
In the mountains of Western North Carolina.
Yes, beautiful. Yeah, so that wall, long story short, at the very end of that, after I tried to play on tour for a little while, I'd still come back to that same wall. And I'd started over the years, there's a little crack in the cinder block, in one particular cinder block. So I started aiming for that every day for years. And one day, that cinder block split in half and then started coming out. And finally, a piece of that cinder block came out. So I broke the wall.
That's good. You got to go back and write that book. Played other sports growing up?
Yeah. Played soccer, basketball, football. Played baseball once. It was too slow for me. And then, yeah, that's about it.
How did you happen to choose tennis over the other sports?
I think it was more frustrating for me. And I don't know why, but that's what hooked me. It was more challenging. It was harder to improve in. And so I think I liked that challenge. I felt like the other sports came easily, and then I just would kind of lose interest. So I picked the hard one. I don't know if that's a wise approach, but that's the approach I decided upon at about age 10.
You had to do well in juniors to be recruited and play for Chuck Creasy at Clemson. Tell us about this story. How did you get under Chuck's thumb? His radar? How did you become a member of the Clemson tennis team?
His thumb.
His rule.
Yeah. So I was, it's hard to explain, but I was not very responsible with the gifts I was given growing up with education and even with sports. I would get letters from schools that I would have been very happy to go to. I didn't open them. I didn't read them. I didn't know anything about recruiting trips. I don't know why. I never had counseling on that. I'm sure they offered it at my school, but I wasn't really paying too much attention to teachers in general. So I think it was May of the same year I'm supposed to be going into college in the fall. I had no idea. I just wasn't thinking that way. I happened to play a tournament there. It was I think they called it a bullfrog tournament back then. It's one of the 3 or 4 big Southern tournaments, and I got to the finals. And so I'm guessing he watched me from his little window office up there. End up losing 7-6 in the third, missing an overhead on a match point that I had. But he came down and asked me where I was going to school, and I said, I don't know. And he said, "You're going here." I said, "Okay." So that was it.
Chuck is a young coach. I mean, he worked for Harry Hopman. He's been a guest on the podcast. We've both been tennis. He's a little older. He looks younger because he had good head hair. But he was with All American Sports a little bit before I was. And that was a company that Nick Bollettieri founded. But Harry Hopman and Nick Bollettieri worked together, if you can believe that. One was in charge of juniors and one was in charge of adults. Nick was in charge of juniors. He got connected through Mr. Hopman, and the rest is history. He certainly has a long history in tennis, but
he's made his mark.
He definitely likes fitness. He definitely likes let's hit the road, let's run a little bit. What was that like?
Very well described with the first thing you do when you come to school for him is morning madness.
Hell Week.
Hell Week, yeah. It's that pretty much describes his training method through and through.
His goal, I remember him saying, "My goal is that the players, when they get in the car, they won't be able to sit down.
Yeah,
they have to get in the car and stand up."
Oh yeah.
But his theory was work them so hard during that first week. If they quit, I don't want them on the team in the end.
Yeah.
So survivors.
Yeah. And he got us in good shape. That's for sure. We knew we could outlast anybody in the nation. That's at least our mindset.